heard it, not a voice or a message, not some repeating pulse from the edge of deep space, but something else, something quieter, simpler, and far more unsettling. Two narrow lines, carved in the static at 1665 and 1667 megahertz. After months drifting beyond Mars, 3I Atlas has finally broken its silence. A whisper, faint, chemical, the first radio signal ever detected from this interstellar object. And for a moment, everything felt different. We've seen it shimmer in infrared. We've tracked its arc against the solar wind. We've mapped its cold halo. But this is the first time it spoke. And yet, what it said isn't what we expected. It didn't send us a message. It didn't flash a code. It left no modulation, no rhythm, no anomaly, just hydroxyl rising from its surface as ice turned to gas under solar heat. Perfectly natural, perfectly ordinary, or so they say. Because in radio astronomy, what matters isn't just the signal you catch, it's the ones you never see. Every signal begins long before it reaches us, before the graphs, before the headlines, before the hope or the denial. It starts as raw energy, unfiltered, untouched, drifting through deep space, bending across gravity wells, tangled in the winds of stars. Radiation that knows no language, no meaning, only motion. And by the time it becomes data, by the time we turn it into something we can see or measure or write about, it has already passed through a maze, a complex, fragile, human-built maze. The signal from 3I Atlas, those two narrow lines in the L-band, recorded on October 24th, was detected by Meerkat, one of the most sensitive radio arrays on Earth, operating with a 40 arcsecond beam, tuned to a specific slice of the spectrum, using correlator modes and a 0.3 kilometers per second velocity resolution. It captured a pattern that matched exactly what we were looking for. Hydroxyl, OH, sublimated from ice, split by the sun's heat, now drifting off the object like a chemical exhale. The signal met our expectations perfectly. And that's exactly what should worry us. Because precision, while necessary, also narrows the field. Every step in a radio astronomy pipeline, every calibration, every filter, every software model trains the system to find what it's supposed to find, to reduce ambiguity, to eliminate error. But in doing so, it also defines what a real signal looks like and discards what doesn't. It subtracts out irregularities. It compensates for known artifacts. It smooths out noise. But who gets to decide what's noise? There's a subtle truth buried in all this. Not everything we don't see is silent. Sometimes it's just unrecognized. Or worse, intentionally cleaned. Not by malice, but by design. Because no telescope listens with innocent ears. It listens with assumptions, with constraints, with expectations handed down through models and code and decades of habit. And those assumptions shape everything. Maybe 3I Atlas gave us more than hydroxyl. Maybe it left behind faint asymmetries, off-band artifacts, brief emissions outside the OH window. But if they didn't fit the templates, if they didn't rise above the RMS noise, if they weren't inside the parameters we deemed interesting, then the system might have discarded them automatically. No flags, no alerts, just silence, rebranded as irrelevance. We celebrate what was detected, and we should. A signal from an interstellar object, captured in radio for the first time. That alone is monumental. But let's not forget, for every signal that makes it to the screen, countless others vanish before anyone even knows they existed, buried in the architecture, lost in the pipeline. So maybe the more important question isn't just what we saw from 3I Atlas. Maybe it's what we've already taught our machines not to hear.